DC Fitness Squad, what is going on? Happy Thursday. Hope you're all doing well and amazing on this beautiful day. Today, we're going to be talking about the name of the game, the best part about weight loss diet. I'm kidding, not the best part. But it's something you can definitely take control under if you have take control of if you have the right tools. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this podcast. Just help you out with diet, help you out with nutrition, and hopefully we can change a life here. Hopefully somebody can implement, get value, and be able to lose some weight, feel fit, get toned up. And I know this podcast will definitely help you. All right. So if you're watching right now, I appreciate you. If you're tuning in live, thank you. If you're watching on the replay as well, I appreciate you. I want you to hashtag in the comments, I'm here. Just say I'm here. You can make it a hashtag in the comments just so I know you're tuning in, so you're getting value. I always go back and look. We got a good amount of people here on Facebook. I love it. What is going on, everybody? If you're here right now, hashtag I'm here in the comments so I know who's tuning in, so I know who's getting value. And then after the training, I always go back after the podcast, I should say. I always go back to the comments and I see who's tuning in and I show some love, I show some appreciation. So let me know if you are here. Let me know. And if you're watching on the replay, I appreciate you as well. I'm excited about today. We're going to be talking about diet, the best part about weight loss. And if you're struggling with nutrition, if you're struggling with diet, this is definitely going to help you out. All right. So I'm going to get this podcast going. I will start the countdown and we will go from there if that is cool with everybody. All right. So let's get this going. There's a countdown. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Men's Fat Loss Made Easy podcast, where I'm here to give you massive value that you can implement on your fat loss journey. Today, we will be talking about why you struggle with dieting and what you should do about it now. Why you struggle with nutrition, with dieting, knowing how much to eat, what to eat, and what you should do about it if you want to lose weight, but you're struggling with diet. I'm going to get into it. All right, because if you are listening to this podcast or you're watching my page, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Twitter, YouTube, this goes live on. So if you're watching, I appreciate you. Why you're watching is probably because you want to lose some weight. You want to lose some body fat. You want to tone up. And for you, like, you want to maybe lose your next 15 to 30 pounds, if not even more, but diet is the problem. All right. And you might even be active. I sign a lot of clients that are already in the gym, that are already active, but they just don't have the right process. So with you, you might be active, but nutrition is what you struggle with. And you just have to dial that down to really make sure you're losing body fat and toning up. And it can get confusing, right? Like what to eat, what not to eat. I don't want to say there's anything not to eat, but like finding that balance. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because you probably find yourself going way too restrictive on your diet plan. But in terms of like the information of diet, like what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, how much protein to eat, why is protein even important for fat loss, right? These are all questions that are very important for losing body fat and toning up, but we're just really unsure of those answers because it's all specific to you. There's some things you could just look up on Google, but there's a very specific process that's going to get you to your goals, because you have to remember, like, there are billions of people like looking up stuff on Google, and there's not going to be an answer for each specific individual, right? It's kind of just cookie cutter answers. It's a one size fits all, right? So for you, in terms of nutrition, like what to eat, when to eat, I have a lot of clients come to me struggling with macros. They don't know how to calculate their macros, so that's why we do it for them. But I promise, the thing I'm going to talk about today, if you really dial this in, let's forget about the macros, let's forget about, meal timing, all that stuff. If you could just really dial in what I'm going to talk about today, it will 100% help you, because I know maybe you tried to lose some weight before, but it was just too restrictive, your diet plan. All right, it was too restrictive, you burned out, and that's probably why you struggled. So now your diet really doesn't consist of much structure, but you could do better. All right, clothes are starting to feel tight, that scale is going up, and you need to change, and your diet is kind of just everywhere. Losing weight, losing body fat is 80% diet. You cannot outwork a bad diet. If you're watching this live, if you're getting value and you're tuning in, you're focusing, everybody write down in the comments. All right, if you're listening to the podcast, you could just say it out loud. Everybody write down in the comments you cannot outwork, you cannot outtrain a bad diet. You cannot outtrain a bad diet. You cannot outtrain a bad diet. All right. So for you, if you've been on some restrictive cookie cutter BS plan, I totally get it. I was there. I was wasting a lot of money on supplement pills as well. Like, that's not what you need. So for you, here's exactly how I want you to lose your next 20 pounds without restrictive bullshit diets. Now, macros are important, macronutrients, micronutrients, all that stuff, protein, meal timing, carbs, fats. Like, there's a lot that goes into it, and that's where a proper, program might help you out if you're serious about losing weight and toning up for good. But if you just focus on this one thing I'm going to talk about, you're going to be able to lose weight and keep it off for life. If you just focus on this one thing, you can literally just walk away from this training, from this podcast with value, with a completely different mindset around nutrition, because that's what we have to fix in this podcast. Your mindset around a diet must change. Your mindset around a diet must change. Like I said, I'm not going to get into protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamin D, vitamin C. Like, yes, it's important, but number one, before you get into any of that stuff, before you focus on meal prep, before you focus on all these factors, fitting in workouts and stuff like that, you have to realize your mindset around what a diet really is must change. Your mindset around what a diet really is must change. All right, because a healthy diet does not consist of chicken, rice, and broccoli every single meal. A healthy diet does not consist of chicken, rice, and broccoli every single meal. A healthy diet simply means replacing old bad habits that you used to have with better, healthier habits that you would like to have. I am going to say that probably a couple more times. A healthy diet, right? A healthy, nutritious, nutrient-dense diet simply means replacing the old, bad, unhealthier habits you used to have. All right, you used to have the old you, all right, with better, new, improved, healthier habits that you would like to have. Think about the you 30 pounds down. Think about the you down 3, belt sizes. What is that individual doing in terms of their nutrition? What is that individual doing in terms of their workouts? Start to become that individual. Does that make sense? Like, if you're watching right now and you want to lose 10, 20, 30 pounds, that's awesome. Step into that power. What does the you 30 pounds down, what do they do? How do they wake up? Are they motivated? What are they eating for breakfast? What are they having for their snack? What are they having for lunch, dinner? And start doing those things, and you will eventually lose that weight as well. All right, because that's literally it. A healthy lifestyle comes down to making better choices for yourself. A healthy lifestyle comes down to making better choices for yourself. So what would the you 30 pounds down, what would your choices look like then compared to now? Compared to now, I want you to really think about it. And yes, it might be challenging, all right, to replace some of those bad habits with healthier new ones, but it will pay off and you will get used to it, because I'll be 100% vulnerable. Like, I still have chocolate cake. I still have like bread, pasta, pizza, desserts. I still have my favorite drinks and beverages, but it's all about balance. All right, there's 100% a time and a place to fit in your favorite foods and beverages, but gentlemen, there's also a time and a place to get back on track with your weight loss goals, tone up, feel good, and minimize future health risks. And that's probably more of the time. With my clients, we have an 80-20 rule, 80% whole food and staying, holding themselves accountable to a good nutritious diet. And then 20% processed foods, fitting in their favorite alcoholic beverages, fitting in their chocolate cake, their pizzas. It was just 4th of July a couple weeks ago. So a lot of my clients, looking at their food catalog and stuff, like, I saw the burgers and the hamburgers and the fries. I loved it. I freaking loved it, because these same clients are the ones that are losing 15 to 20 to 25 pounds because they're not perfect, but they're consistent. They're not perfect, but they're consistent. And that's the difference between you losing 20, 30, 40 pounds and you just giving up and being on this weight loss roller coaster every single freaking year. All right, that's the difference. I would invite you to stop going all in with your diet. Nutrition is not this process where you go all in. Chicken, rice, broccoli every meal, and then a salad, and then a protein, and then a protein bar, and then XYZ. Like, you have to learn how to balance your nutrition. It will take time. You will have to, just like what I said, learn, kind of like being in a classroom again. Like, you have to learn about protein, carbs, fats. What about, what are their roles? What are certain foods? Certain foods that you see all the time, what do they fall under? Which specific category? Is it a protein, carbs, fats? Like, if you can get more knowledgeable about that, that's how you really learn how to play with nutrition, because it's a big game. Like, I treat nutrition and dieting as a big game. Like, when can I have my favorite foods and when should I be back on track? Because for me, like, I don't hate eating healthy at all. Like, I actually feel a lot better when I'm eating healthy, but I'm human. I'm normal. I want chips. I want burgers. I want pizza, but there's a time and there's a place, and I prepare for it as well. And that's what I teach my clients, to still lose weight and keep it off while going to social events, while going to, somebody's house and not being that one that's bringing their food container of salad. Like, no, just learn how to work around it and make the best decision for you. All right. And there's a certain time and place to have different things, and you have to learn about that. So find that balance. But the main concept in this podcast was one thing: your mindset around a diet must change. You are struggling with diet because you're used to going all in, and then you go 100%, 50% of the time. You try a diet for a couple weeks, couple months, then you fall off track, and then you get motivated again. You see one of my posts and you're like, oh, this Danny guy he's inspiring. I'm going to try. And then a couple weeks, and then, you start backing off. Stop going all in. All right. Instead of going 100%, 50% of the time, I would invite you to go 85%, 100% of the time. Does that make sense? Go 80 to 85%, 100% of the time. You don't have to be perfect, but stay consistent, and that is how you're going to get results. All right? Does this make sense? Is this good? Awesome. I love it. All right? Drop some fire in the comments, whether you're watching, wherever the heck you're watching. I go live like on 5 different platforms when I do this. And if you're listening to the podcast, I won't see your comment, but you can leave a 5 stars. You can leave a review as well. I see all of those, and you could just keep listening, keep getting value. But under one condition, you must implement. All right. I do these for you. I want to make sure I'm changing your life. You're implementing. And today was very important because diet is a huge struggle. And if you want to lose weight, tone up, lose some body fat around the midsection, it is 80 to 85% diet. You cannot out-train a bad diet. So make sure you implement. Listen to this a couple times if you need it, and I appreciate you. Peace, love, protein, and we will talk soon. See you tomorrow. Bye. Awesome, DC Fitness Squad. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Means a lot. All right. Stay tuned for the next episode. And I think this one definitely hit home for a lot of individuals, because literally, and I take note, I see a lot of the clients that come to me, and I'm like, all right, what are they struggling with? And I know that those issues are the same ones that you probably have watching right now. Even though we've never chatted before, I know you secretly struggle with some mindset, with some exercise, with some diet as well. And I always see people struggling with diet. So hopefully this helped you. If you're tuning in a little bit late, watch this on the replay. It will be there for you. It's very tactical. It's valuable. And we go over one thing that will really help you switch your mindset in terms of, a restrictive diet to a diet that's going to help you lose weight, build muscle for the rest of your life. It's just one mindset shift that you have to have. So implement. You need to shift your mindset around diet. Stop going all in, find balance. And that's what it was really about today. But we go more into detail in it. So make sure you watch on the replay. And I appreciate you so much. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Have the best day. Peace, love.